Hey, what up, y'all? So, if you have not, go to akachicomics.com. All that good stuff. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everything, you know how this goes. Go on there, get the books, get your free copy of Souls of Chaos, get Void Beast Chapter 2, all that good stuff. I've been running around today. Running around doing all kind of mess and stuff. So, it's a few things I'm gonna get on today, but I wanted to start with I recently put a post on Facebook about the game finally making a diss track to Eminem. Now, the thing about this is that before I get into everything else, the thing about this is that the track wasn't, to me, the track wasn't super bad. I see it wasn't terrible. It was like a poo, I'm putting my shot out there. I'm throwing that out there, and I want to see if this person will bite. And the thing about it is, for me personally, I don't have a side on this one. But the thing about Game is that he raps best around beef. He raps best when he's upset. He raps best when he has something or a person to directly go at. And that's just me when it comes to listening to Game. Throughout the years, his best stuff has come from the beginning, and even when he just had somebody, it don't matter if it was Joe Budden, it don't matter if it was G Unit, it don't matter who it is. As long as he got somebody to go at, he is on top of his rapping. So this just seemed like a warning shot type thing, or not even a warning shot, but like a lure to get Eminem to come in and engage in it. We already know what M do. I would like to see what'll happen, but the thing about it is, to me, and if Eminem responds, it's good for me. It's good for everybody, because this isn't Game isn't a okay, I'm done, that's it type person. That's not what he does. He just goes on and on and on and on, and it just gives him fire. That's all this is going to do. It's just going to give him fire, and he going to produce a bunch of mixtapes and all kind of other stuff. So this is just giving him fire if Eminem does respond. So it's not that Game's track was bad and Eminem shouldn't respond. It's a thing where Eminem shouldn't respond so Game can just disappear. Like if he doesn't respond, like if Eminem doesn't respond at all, Game just has to go off, disappear, and never come back. That's just how this is going to work. So I can't see, the only thing that would keep this from continuously going is Eminem not responding, or he responds and then he keeps it at one track and he just doesn't say anything else, because Game's gonna come out with a bunch of other tracks. It's just what's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen. So the best thing they could do was, anybody, like when it comes to Game, is just not say anything, because certain people, like, I don't think other people understand how this goes. It's like, but when it comes to certain issues, your best weapon is to not pay attention to or not respond to a person. That's just what it is. So we'll see how this go. I don't have nothing. If the song was okay, you can find it on YouTube. It's on his new album, Drillmatic, I think it is. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna transition, because I'm gonna try not to stay on too long. I'm gonna transition to the whole politics and comics thing. I made a video about this a while back, and I made the video talking about seeing the new Superman, well, boy, whatever, Jonathan Kent, I believe it is, and I see, and it was a post with him, like, talking about the environment and all sorts of stuff, and him holding up signs. I can't fully remember, but it was more of a, and I've talked about this with like Black Heroes in my Sambos and Comics video about a wonderful artist made. The art was fine. I'm not talking about the artist. I'm just talking about the messaging about the Black heroes holding up the hands up, don't shoot thing, and Superboy doing the whole holding up a sign for saving the environment or something. And my first thing, my first go-to for that is always, when it comes to politics and comics, I'm gonna try to hit a few things. But for me, it always goes from a point of, this is me. This is me. This is Matthew Jones. This is Matthew Jones, owner of Akachi Comics. This is me talking. Me, not what everybody should think, not what everybody else thinks. This is me. This is just me. Me. I don't like it. And the reason why I don't like it is because I don't want to see Superman and all these other people holding up signs and shit when you guys have all the power to stop a lot of these issues. I don't want to read Superman out on the block holding up a sign. Dude, you can do everything that the rest of, and this is always my gripe. You can shoot lasers, you can fly it, Mach speed plus all this stuff. You can breathe in space, you can do all this, and then you coming down here holding the sign for issues that affect all of us. Now, if you're gonna stand on certain sides, okay, that's no problem. If Superman is gonna be on a certain side, that's fine. But I want to see you doing things to fix that issue that I can't do, that me and normal people can't do. Because at the end of the day, you could change it. Like Superman, Batman, other people, maybe not Batman as much, but Superman and stuff, you can change that. You can change things overnight. Like overnight, you could change a bunch of stuff, whether it's by force, whether it's by you just going and talking to people and they just being nervous about what the repercussions will be. There's a number of ways that you can change it. But I don't want to see you holding signs talking about save the rainforest when you can just go take folks out. And then the same thing when it comes to like the whole hands up don't shoot thing with black superheroes. I thought that was stupid. The art was good. I'm saying it again. I think it's stupid because there's no reason that's what I'm gonna get to too, because they always have, but I don't want to see, like I said, I don't want to see black heroes like hands up, don't shoot. Like you have the ability to stop whatever the issue is. I don't want to see that. I just don't. It's like it doesn't make sense. Now, the next thing is, and I'm gonna be bouncing around a lot, is like one person said, and I've agreed, there's always been politics in comics. Hell, the thing about it, whether it was the mutants using certain things, and Reed Richards talks about it with Blue Marvel when it was comparing what Blue Marvel went through back in the 1960s or whatever, comparing like Franklin to that, like with his son. It's like I didn't notice mutant needs and rights until my son came out, and they're saying that he's a mutant, so he's going to get treated away because he was born. All that stuff has always been there. That's fine. Even with what I think is it going on now with X-Men, Avengers, and like the Eternals. All that is like little political games being played. So that's not an issue. Like that, it's always going to be that. And things happen. For me, I can read whatever I'm looking at, or even watch something, and it's like, okay, I can see that this is kind of heavy-handed, or I can watch it and let it be what it is. Here's the biggest issue for me, and I know that I kind of talked about it. I'm going to talk about, because it can be presented however, like the X-Men going through issues where it's like kind of like the civil rights movement, and the X-Men saying, yo, we want our rights. You guys aren't going to treat us that way. Cyclops is still one of my favorite X-Men to this day. Him, Magneto, and everybody are still two of my favorite. Magneto and Cyclops are two of my favorite because of how they dealt with these issues. Because it was like, yo, you guys are treating my people like junk, and you're taking our rights away. You're saying we should be locked up, all of that stuff. And I'm not with that. So I'm going to take my people and go over here, and we're going to protect it, or I'm going to fight you. I like that. That's where I would stand at it. So I don't have an issue when it comes to politics in comics. Here's my issue. And my issue is that when you talk about the politics in comics, or when you talk about certain issues that you see on entertainment and such, and all of that stuff, when you talk about these issues, you get attacked. Now, my issue is not what I'm. It's like, okay, this is a piece of art. It was made for us. This is what I see. Then people start attacking me for it. That's my issue. And it doesn't even matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter what side you're on. So if you're on the, I'll use for instance, and this is me talking. This isn't across the board. This ain't what it should be. This is just what I think. This is just me talking. Big opinionated black dude. That's it. A loud opinionated black dude. That's it. I'll use Prey for instance. The consensus is that the movie was great, and I liked it. I thought it was decent. It wasn't horrible. If you know me on Facebook and stuff, I've pointed out certain things that I was like, yo, like let me. And so this is current. So it's like, let me give you the rundown. So I saw that. To me, you don't have to see it. That's fine. To me, it was like, and that's why I believe it was called Prey, because it was about Naru, the main Comanche woman. It was about her getting through her little trial. I'm not, like I said before, I'm not going to butcher the name. I've talked about it a lot, but I'm just using this as an example of the whole political thing in it. She goes through, she kills the predator, she goes through all this other stuff, blah, 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 blah. It is what it is, right? I point out certain things. And what happened was, it's like people said they turned it into a thing where you are bothered because it's a woman. Now, if you're talking about it because it was just a woman, if you're talking about it because of that, I am not speaking about you. I am not talking about you. If that was your issue, I do not side with you on that, because just because it was a woman, that wasn't the issue for me. And it wasn't even really like issue, just things that I've seen in the movie. That wasn't the issue. I can say this as loud as I want to, but the thing about it is that this is where I go into with the being attacked thing, because people are going to take it. If you have a criticism about it, people are going to turn it in. They're going to twist it and say it's because it's a woman, or it's because it was this, or it's because it was black people, or it's because and I don't even like when it comes to certain things like race swapping. I ain't with it. I've been on. You've seen me on my Facebook page forever talking about it. I don't like it. It ain't my thing. I'm not saying it's not good actors. I'm not saying that the actors don't play the role well. I'm saying I just don't like it, because you could give these characters original roles or whatever the case may be, but I don't like it. Now, when I watch it, if they keep the spirit of the character, it's fine. But anyway, I can get into that later. People turn it into, if you say anything about the film, oh, it's because it was a woman. Now, if that's directly what's being said, I'm not arguing that. If that's directly what a person says, I'm not arguing that. I'm a grown ass man. I do comics. I do all this stuff. I do everything to where you can meet me at a con, and you can gladly talk to me to my face and tell me that I am one of the ists, the misogynist, the this or that, all of it. But that's not the case. If I say, hey, Naru was kind of trifling because she had a bunch of her people get killed because she was gung-ho about her going through her little her hunting trial. She was gung-ho about that, and she went to any lengths to get that done. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, the Predator was going a different way. There was no reason for her to go after, because there were multiple signs that the Predator was like, yo, I know these people exist. I'm going back this way. Yo, I seen these people. I'm going back this way. Oh, he ain't attacking me. I'm going back. I'm going to go kill or do this and that. And it was a thing where that's for me, that's what I'm saying, me. And it gets turned into a thing where I can tell you what my specific reasons was. I'm not saying the movie was bad. I'm not saying that the woman didn't act her ass off. I'm not saying any of that. Basically, that's what it is. And it's and everything becomes this whole straw man argument style of thing, where it's like, if I'm not saying that, I'm not, because if that's the case, if it's because like, and then they'll say, well, this was the 80s and and they will go back and say the aliens don't make sense because Ripley killed the aliens. And no, no, nobody's saying that. Well, if it was a Comanche woman and you thinking that she couldn't take down a predator, well, remember that a waitress took down the Terminator in the old movies. Like, what? Like, no, like I'm pointing out what I saw. That's what I'm saying. I'm just talking about what I saw. So it's straw man and bad faith arguments to where at the start you because you like the thing or you see or you have a certain opinion already about how it was or how things should go, you're going to just come up with anything to say to discredit what I'm saying or what a person is saying. Again, I'm gonna say it again. If you're just coming out the woodwork saying, hey, it's because this woman or she couldn't, it's not that she couldn't take it down. It's not any of that. For me, that's what it is. It's not that. But it's the attacking that people do. And then the name calling and the stuff and everything that people do that doesn't make sense. So because you like the film, suddenly, because I say this character ain't shit, it's something terrible. And I think that's where the politicalness comes from. I'm gonna hop into something that there's a bunch of people that because something is represented or they feel like they're on the right side or they're the kind people that they say and attack people the same way the so-called other side of people do. I didn't like what Nauru went, the lengths that Nauru went to go after that predator, to go after something that wasn't there when that thing consistently didn't come after her. That's what I'm saying. But there's this thing where, hey, I'm the accepting person, and I've talked about this on Facebook. It's like I'm the accepting person. I accept all people, races, religions, creeds, all of that, and everything should be represented. All of that. There's this thing where people are like, I'm in the right when I'm that way. So they attack and talk crazy about other people. Let me tell you something. I don't give a fuck what you accept, what you love, what you feel like needs to be represented. You're no different than the other side. And the reason why you're no different than the other side is because you're jockeying for power too. It just may be in a different direction, but you're jockeying for power too. And you're using the same tactics that they use. It's just that you feel like your side is right. And I'm like, come on, man. Like that's where the issue comes in for me. So I've been told because I didn't like Captain Marvel. I rewatched the movie. I still don't like it. I've been told that you a misogynist. You just don't like women. You hate this and that. And it doesn't make sense because I said what my gripes about the movie was, and then it gets dismissed. So if that's the case, when I say that I like Miss Marvel, Disney Plus, when I say I like Miss Marvel, what was the reason behind that? Because Miss Marvel had its issues, but like some people, it was a thing where the issues that I saw on Miss Marvel, I didn't have a problem with it. And I think even some of the stuff you can say, people say, okay, it was politicized because they talked about her religion. They had that as a focus. They're trying to force her on people because her comics didn't sell that well and everything. And to be honest, the comic part I understand. The religion thing, I'm like, yo, she's Pakistan, and this is the religion she comes from. I didn't get that one. So I don't see what the issue was there. There was issues in that. But my thing, even though even though I liked it, like at the end where it was like they went through the whole, it seemed like they kind of fumbled that whole mutant thing. Because like, you're a Jinn, you're this, you're that, you're this, and it's like, oh my God, it just seemed like it was a little all over the place. I saw it going through the show. I saw it, but I didn't have, it wasn't a thing where I was like, okay, this is just the worst. But my thing was, and I was on the side of that it was good, that I liked it. It was that was my favorite Disney Plus show. That was my favorite Disney Plus show. But I didn't go out and to the people that didn't like it. I didn't hop on posts and start talking about, oh, you just hate women, or you a misogynist, or you hate. It's like the goofy ass name calling that happens online because somebody doesn't agree with what you like. And I stood firmly on I liked it. Even with the issues, I liked it. And so if if that's the case, it's like this is wild. And then like Everything Everywhere All at Once. I love that film. Loved it. Loved it. And it had nothing to do with I seen it was an Asian family, and I like that, just like I liked that part in I personally, me, not everybody, me. I'm not talking for everybody, I'm talking for me. I liked the whole Comanche thing in Prey. I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool, and I was glad they went that route, because it was a thing where I do want to see how different cultures and different people would handle this type of issue with the weaponry, with the smarts, with everything that they have to them. That didn't bother me. Same thing with everything everywhere all at once. I'd be like, I started saying it too fast. I liked that because it showed the issues that this Asian family had. And I was like, yo, this is fucking amazing. And everything about it, exactly. It's just you jump into conclusions and you're trying to dissect something when I'm personally telling you what it was. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. If I thought it was just because it's a woman, I would say that. I would literally say, like, they made so and so a woman. That's stupid. And then after watching it, it is amazing. Everything Everywhere All at Once is amazing. But if I thought of an issue, because like even going back to the race swapping thing, when I see race swapping, I'm like, yo, this is dumb. Like out the gate, I think it's dumb. Now, if the actor or actress, I watch it and they do a great job and they keep the spirit of the character, I'm fine with that. But I still don't like the race swapping. Like I just don't. It doesn't change that the actor did a good job. I'm not saying the actor didn't do a good job. The movie or the show wasn't good. I just don't like the race swapping because I feel like that black characters could have that. You can make black shows with black characters or whatever the case may be. I just don't like it, especially when it comes to like long established characters. And it is what it is. They own the rights. People gonna do all that. It's not gonna change me not liking it. But I'll still watch it, and I'll still like, and I'll still see everything that's going on. But if I'm saying like, how is it that I liked Everything Everywhere All at Once? I like Miss Marvel, but then one of the other ones is suddenly that there's an issue because I pointed out the things that I saw with Naru. There's a super issue with that. Like I do this with a little bit about myself is that I do this with everything. Like myself, when I train, when I do just about anything in life, I go over it. Even the shit that I love, I go over it. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I'm here. This don't make sense. Why did this happen? And everything. Examples. It's like Berserk. Favorite anime, all that good stuff. Close to my heart. Close to my heart. And that had politics all through it. Whether it was Griffith having sex with the one king, I forget the names. I'm not good with all these names and all this stuff. I forget the names of my own characters. I'm like, it's TJ. It's just what it is. And you need to go to akachicomics.com while you're here, and then come back. But politics all over it. It was like he was killing kids, had folks doing all kind of stuff. And just wrong shit that Griffith was doing. And that's the thing, like, I love that show. But I still talk about the stuff that's just, to me, it was like, okay, that doesn't, like my thing is like, for instance, I would say Guts. Like, people say Griffith didn't do anything wrong. But I'm like, Griffith did a lot of stuff wrong. Now, all of them knew what he was going after, but he was still trifling in what he did. Just like I said, Naru was trifling in what she did. It was like, you went out and did this, and I understand that the predator's there. Griffith, I understand that you have this inside of you, that you feel like you're great. Naru, I understand that you feel like, appreciate it. And I understand what you're going through, and I understand what you want done, but are these other people's lives worth getting rid of just because of what you want? And this doesn't benefit everybody. Now, if what Naru, Griffith, and other people were doing, if it benefited everybody, okay, I'm cool with that. But it didn't. Like, it literally didn't, because the Predator was going a different way. And then Griffith on Berserk, he was just doing that for himself. And in the end, it showed that. And then even in the end of Prey, it showed that the Predators came back. And supposedly, they get the gun back so you can play it however you want to, but it didn't turn out the way they wanted to. So, was she justifiable? No. So, because I point that out, suddenly, I'm saying that it's a political issue, and I hate women, and I hate Comanches, and like that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you don't have another argument, and I'm telling you exactly what it is. You're listening, and like you said, you're translating it into what you think, and then it comes out the other end that you don't like this. No, I told you what I don't like. Again, I'll tell you. If I'm like, yo, I don't want to see no Comanches. Like, that's like, I don't want to see in the Predator. Like, we stick to that. We stick to Prey, right? We stick to Prey. I would say I don't want to see a Predator fighting a bunch of black folks in baggy pants selling drugs and stuff. I don't want to see that. Now, is that the base of the movie? If that's the basis of the movie, no, I don't want to see that. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight a town of black people that's just minding their business, or some other stuff is happening, but I don't want to see certain things. I just don't. So to say that the Terminator, like, this is just men hating me. I can't talk for everybody else, because y'all get up here and be like, well, you're saying this, and this person said that because it was a woman, is it? I'm not talking for them. I'm talking for me. I don't have a problem. But if I point out the issues or my concerns that I see, and it's not even a concern, if you just watch the movie, I feel like Naru was a selfish jerk, and and she caused her brother and everybody else to die. Like, it is what it is. So, and that's what I'm saying about it. And so, when it comes to this whole politics thing, again, it goes to me saying the two things for me. It's like, I don't like heroes doing things I don't want to see. Again, I don't want to see Superman. I'm out protesting whatever. I'm protesting whatever. Because that's the thing. There's no other argument. Like, she didn't, because I keep talking about this, and maybe I shouldn't use this because I want to stop talking about this. But the thing about it is, like, they went out to go find the other dude. The lion got him, and then Predator shoos off the lion, and it's standing there watching him, cuts the snake, skins the snake. The footsteps are right there. The footsteps, they found the person, and they walk away. They're going back the opposite way. But the footsteps are one spot, and then you see the Predator when she's in the tree going after the lion. He's going the other direction. So he knows they exist. He knows they have warriors, because one dude was fighting the lion already. So he was like, you know what? I shoot away the lion or whatever. I helped this dude, or it saw me, whatever the case may be. I'm out. They ain't worth whatever. And the footprints weren't like it was going towards, it was going a different direction. So it was like, it was a selfish reason. And I'm fine with that. But don't, and this goes back to the politics thing. Don't come to me because you on the side of let's everybody needs representation and stuff. Don't come, and women and this and that. I don't have a problem with that. Don't come to me and put that on me when I'm telling you exactly what it is. So this is more of the other side, because we hear the side about these people on the right and this and that, and all that goofy shit. All this right left shit is some goofiest shit. Anyway, these people on the right don't like it because she's a woman and she can bash you and this and that. Okay, but if I'm telling you that this doesn't make sense and she was selfish, then it becomes, well, you got too much time on your hands. You must hate women. You must have a problem because you. No, it was for this particular film. It was a thing where she didn't have a reason to keep doing what she was doing. Even the use of so let's talk about people using the whole alien thing. Like they'll say that Ripley couldn't have killed the alien and blah 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 blah. Let me tell you, the thing about it in Alien is because, and I could be wrong, just like I was wrong. Let me say something real quick. I was wrong about Predator 2. The Predator got killed. I had to go back over it. The Predator got killed, but the other Predators came and got his body, and then gave Danny Glover's character the gun that was supposedly in Prey. I was wrong about that. The Predator didn't survive. He got mauled. He got beat up. He got sliced and stuff. He got stabbed, all that good stuff. So yeah. But let's go back. The thing about with Ripley was like she was in a life or death situation. Like she couldn't go anywhere. There was no let me go somewhere. And that's a stupid argument because it's like it's a bad faith argument because you know that Ripley couldn't go anywhere. And then they say, well, you know, a waitress killed the Terminator and blah, 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 blah. That was dumb. That's not the same thing that's going on in Prey. We can't, even if you can't juxtapose, you can't use those. I can't even say the word. I'm all hyped. Juxtapose. We're gonna get it right. You can't compare those two because the Terminator was actively coming after good Lord. I told you I'm horrible with names. Was actively coming after her, after Sarah Connor. It was actively coming after her. It wasn't like she could go off and be like, you know what, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna go work at this diner and everything gonna be fine. No, this guy was actively coming. He was like, he came from the past and he is actively coming after her. So to use that argument is dumb. Like it's dumb. And it's just like I said, when I see these arguments, I always remember that no matter what side of a person, no matter what side a person is on, they're always jockeying for power. No matter if you're on the representation side and everybody should be represented, we should see everything and everything is good and I love women and I love black people and they're on the side, they are jockeying for power. That's just what it is. And then the other trifling fuck, and then the other side is like, this shouldn't be this and that. You're jockeying for power. But if I'm talking to you about specific things, don't try to twist and turn it to make it fit to where you want it to fit because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Sarah Connor was actively being chased. There was no, I'm going to go somewhere and I can hide out. Pretty good. It's going good. There was none of that. There was no, you know what, I can go do whatever. This thing was going to, and it kept coming. And then multiple ones kept coming after it. She didn't go, she wasn't there. And it was like, you know what, there's this machine over here in the backyard and I'm going to go find it. And then I'm going to go kill it. And then I'm going to get my people killed. That wasn't the case. This thing was after her because she was the one that was going to have the child that was going to cause issues and start all kind of mess. All right. So then Alien. It was disingenuous to use that movie too, because from what I remember, and I could be wrong, Ripley and them were stuck. There was no getting out of nowhere. There was no getting out of any of this. There was no getting out of it. And this alien is actively after everyone. It's actively after these people. There was no getting out of that. So to use that is disingenuous. Like for real. And I'm like, y'all using this and it doesn't make sense. It's like the group from the thing. It's like we don't really know what's going on. We're stuck. We can't get out of here. See, but that's the thing about with Prey. Like if I say comparing it to those other movies, like winning, let's just even Alien and Terminator. Alien, Terminator, and Prey. And this is still the whole politics and comics thing because they'll say that you talking about this politics, you don't like this and that. No. I'm just talking about if we comparing these decent movies. Well, two of them are really great. To me, it was decent. Prey was decent. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I liked it. It was cool. But if we compare the three, it doesn't make sense. Like she could have just not went. Like literally, just not went. But the reason, and then also the other reason is like, well, the Predator would have came sometime in this neck. There was no need. He wouldn't have because he already saw that they weren't worth anything. And then two, he had the Europeans coming after him, or the French dudes. I say Europeans. I think he was speaking French, whatever. The heavy set guy. But he had the European dudes were coming after him. So the whole time she could have left. And then even after like the brother stuff, she could have been like, yo, head back that way because it's not after us. It's not after us. It killed some more people, but this thing could have gotten me, but it didn't. We can go. We can go. Get the dog, get up out of here, whatever. Hey, don't attack it. Don't do nothing because it only seemed like she was smart enough to know that, hey, did this. Okay. Then she was smart enough to know that I ain't attacked it yet. It ain't came at me. And then when it had a time to do it, it didn't kill me. But everybody that came at it. So it was like, there was no urgency on her having to fight that predator. And also, I'm even speaking on this from a biased perception because I always want the predators to win. So I would just put that out there. I always want the predators to win. It's just I agree, but I feel like it's like I always want the predators to win because I'm like, yo, these things just be getting mauled. Every movie they get beat up, and then it's just some old wow stuff. Yes, that's that's what I'm getting. No, they're saying that what they're saying is that they're saying that the issues that you point out or the things that you see while watching this are wrong and that you're a misogynist or something, or you can't believe that women can't overcome when that's not the case. That's not the case. Again, this is for me. I'm gonna say this. I am a broken record when it comes to many things. So I'm gonna keep saying this. This is me. This is me. This is me. And so it's a thing where it didn't make sense. But yes, Ripley was awesome. And Sarah kind of bothered me, but then she became cool. And it was like she got a little bit more development. And that's not the young lady, the young Comanche woman's fault or whatever and stuff. I liked that part. Like I said again, I liked all of that. That was cool. I thought that it was cool to see that and to see what was going on. But like I said, to say that it became a thing where you attack people and say, hey, because you pointed this out, it doesn't make sense. Because again, using those, because those are the movies that I keep seeing. Those are the three that I keep seeing people talk about, like Alien. Oh, most definitely. Like I think, like I was talking about Berserk, because I want to talk about something that I really liked. All three, the other two, Terminator, Sarah Connor, Ripley, Aliens, they were in a situation where they had to fight. Naru didn't have to fight. And again, this is my bias because I want the Predators to win. That's the only bias I got. But and even with male characters, I want to say that I felt like I said, Berserk, one of my favorites. The thing about it was like Griffith was trash, and then I felt like Guts is one of my favorite anime characters, like across the board. Just one of my favorite. But the thing about it, Guts was kind of stupid, and the reason why Guts was stupid was because he knew, watching the things that Griffith had him do, he knew when he was like, Playboy, I don't know about this, but it was because, we friends and I want friends and I've had these things happen to me. I got molested as a kid and all sort of stuff. I'm gonna do this. You know what you're doing ain't right. You know what you see him doing ain't right. So you're a little trifling, Guts. You just as trifling as him, and that's why I guess y'all was rocking together. This is my favorite anime, and I'm watching it. Like, come on, man. Like, this is even the dude in what was it? It was like the Saw movies. Like, even with the Saw movies, and this is just me saying how it's not a thing again. It's about the entertainment that I'm watching and the things that I'm pointing out while watching it. It's even the thing with just put that over there. Thank you. Even with like the Saw movies, it's like I agree with some of the things that Jigsaw did, like some of his mindset. But then I stopped at the point where it's like, yo, you're doing too much. Like that's trifling. That's trifling. And then the detective guy that was with him in the second, third one that was helping him, trifling. Like, so this isn't a thing where it's about race or gender or anything, but it gets turned into that. It gets turned. They take it, they put it out, and they know what talking points people are going to use to politicize that thing. So it doesn't, it's like the thing gets politicized from the people. So on one side, if you're saying it's that, then okay. But another side, if I'm not saying it's that, and you turn it into that, then it becomes an issue because but it's also, it's used to defend what you are standing up for or what you feel is right or whatever the case may be. I see. I don't think it's a sensitive thing, to be honest, when it comes to certain things. For me, another thing that I see is that for me, since I do comic books and I do like little animes, you can see the whole Void Beast animanga on YouTube. Since I do these things, I'm around a bunch of people that other creators, whether it's anime, TV shows, whatever. I'm around a bunch of these people consistently, right? I see what they say. I see the ones that make it up to whatever. I see the ones that don't. I see the ones starting out. I see the ones seasoned. And a lot of this stuff I'm starting to find out comes, a lot of people use these type of arguments to promote their stuff. That's one. So stuff like Prey. It's like, okay, one way we're going to promote it is we're going to put it out and say, people don't like it because she's Comanche. Why can't we represent the Indian culture? They know that that's going to get more attention than the positivity. They know that. If they say, well, you don't think a woman can do it, we can start these arguments and then people go watch it because of that. That's how most of the promotion is now. But also for me, the other thing is that in the circles that I'm in, a lot of people don't talk about stuff, or they kind of just shy away from things, or they pick up certain arguments because they want to work in the industry. A lot of people that talk about certain I can't talk about that one because I didn't watch the last two Star Wars films, the last two most recent films. I didn't watch those. As far as Jedi stuff, everything, I didn't watch those. So I've never spoke on Rey, and I'm not going to until I watch those two. But the people in my circles, in the circles that we in, the entertainment, writing, creating, a lot of these people don't say because they want jobs. And that's the thing that I feel like bothers me the most, is because you're not saying this because you actually believe that. A lot of them don't say it because they say and talk this stuff because they want jobs. Because it's like, yo, I could work for this studio, or I could do such and such. So I'm not going to say anything bad, or I'm not going to say anything contrary. And it doesn't make sense. And I will always tell y'all, here's the thing about me, is that I'm not doing that. Like straight up, I'm not doing that. I don't care. Marvel, DC, Paramount, whatever. Y'all can buy my stuff and I can go on about my way, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm not doing that, because here's the thing. If I wanted to, I'm not going to play the whole, I'm going to push this social issue because this is what the studios, and this is what comic books, and I'm a bad mouth and hit people over the head about this. I'm not going to play that unless that's what I really believe. I'm not going to do that just to get a job, because I see a lot of people not saying and not talking about certain stuff because they want jobs. But then also, after they get the job and they get done dirty or something, then they change their tune. They go and work for Marvel, DC or something, then they pop back down, and then they change their tune from what they were saying before. And then it's everything ain't as cool as it is. Everything ain't what it seems like. It's just that. For me personally, I didn't get into comics and start writing books. I didn't start Akachi and all that stuff for me to just go work for somebody else. I agree with that first part. True, but I would understand her going after the trappers more, because they were the main villain to me. But I didn't start this stuff to end up working for somebody else. I seen, like, for instance, they were talking about Kevin Smith, I believe his name. Do Clerks, and I'm glad the new Clerks movie is coming out. Dude and everything, he talked about DC with the Batman show, and then supposedly, I don't know how true it is. I could be off, I could be wrong, but I've seen something about DC and HBO Max cutting him from his DC show, supposedly because he mentioned it, or that's what people are saying. But it's like, I didn't get into what I'm doing this to have somebody over my head, to have another corporation or company over my head. Because if that's the case, I can stay at the little job I'm at. I can stay programming industrial robots and have somebody over my fucking head. Like, I'm not doing that, and I'm not coming in here to hold my tongue about stuff that I see. So because you have a loyalty to Marvel or whatever movie and all this other stuff, and you try to twist what folks are saying, I'm not joining in on that with you, because I didn't start writing and doing this stuff to have another boss over me, whether I placed him there mentally or whatever the case may be. Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob, all that. And so I'm doing this now. I got a DC show, and then it's like, you got to get out of here because you said X, Y, and Z. Okay, like, you don't want me to talk about this, and it trickles down to people. So then that's when it becomes the whole political thing to me too, because y'all got this thing. Not everybody, not everybody. But when I say y'all, I'm talking about the people that are doing it. Not everybody, not you, unless I hit that string in your heart to let you know that you one of them people. Then I'm talking about you. But it's a thing where it's like, if you say something about Marvel, then it's like you hate women. No, or you don't want, like, I don't like Sam Wilson as Captain America, because Sam Wilson was never he was never that great to me anyway. He was, and then on the show, they made him so sensitive and passive that I was like, yo, anybody, they might as well just give the shield to Bucky. Like, this is, and nothing was solved. Them two just went on, and I was like, Sam, go off and try to, man, he had his shirt. That's how I see Sam all the time. I was like, y'all know what y'all doing, and you shouldn't be doing this, and you shouldn't be doing this, and then you was doing this, and then Sam, go somewhere, Playboy. Like, you got some little wings and a shield, and all right, man, you just ain't believable. You're not believable. And so if I say that, then it's well, you don't want black people to have this and lie to this. I know he was Captain America in the comics, but he was weak. He was a weak Captain America. He's just weak. Like, Sam, there's nothing about Sam that stands out. They even with the new movie, I'm like, yeah, it's not like I'm like, yeah, Captain America, man. It's like, oh, okay, Sam wasn't gonna be in the movie. Hopefully Steve will be back by halfway or something, because I don't want to watch that. And if I say it's because I don't like Sam as a character, even when he was a Falcon, it's just like, whatever. And it's because of the way Marvel and them did it. But if I say that, then it's because I don't like politics and comics, and you this and that, and you don't like black people, and you just don't want to see black people do nothing. I don't like Sam. I don't really like Rhodey. I just like, they just side characters. So let me go to something else. Black Panther. So if I say, like, even with the new trailer with the Black Panther, I say, oh, I'm not sure about where they're gonna go with it. Now, I understand that Marvel's gonna do or whatever. They throwing out a bunch of stuff because of the whole Secret Wars. I'm speaking too fast. I'm just stumbling over myself. I need to slow it down. So I understand that, and just because of the nature of what's going on, the time travel, everything is all over the place. I understand that. That don't mean I have to like everything. Like that don't mean I have to sit there and like everything. If people say, let me not say people, if I say I don't like some of the stuff in this phase or something, suddenly it's because once again, it goes back to hating women. Because of Scarlet Witch, and I just want her to be trifling. Be your trifling self. Just be trifling. That's it. I would love you if you just decided to stay trifling, Wanda. Just be trifling. Once she started being trifling, like, yes, this Wanda is the best. But then she started to play this back and forth thing. I would never hurt anybody. When I just see you kill a bunch of people for some fake kids, get out of here. So if I talk about these things, it gets twisted because there's no other argument other than you complain about politics, you projecting what you want on it because you side with it, because it hurts your feelings because I said something, I pointed out what I saw. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now, if I come out and say, yeah, I ain't never said, nobody can ever say I have ever said anything like MCU and I think that shit is goofy. I think, for me personally, I think it's a little goofy because there's a bunch of female heroes. If you want to put them out, if that's what it is, then fine. But that isn't. But that doesn't, because they're women or whatever, or bi or gay. That does not exempt them from me saying what I see. Like, for instance, I didn't like Fastos, not because he was. My favorite part was with him and his family. I'm like, yeah. Let that dude stay with his family and his son. Let him stay with his husband and his son. Leave him alone. Like, God, Jesus, y'all trifling. Gonna take this man from his husband and his son, and y'all gonna start this bullshit with him. Like, I wanted him to stay with his family. Stay with your family, whatever. What I didn't like is this dude sitting here crying about shit, about you've been here since the beginning of time, and then you crying to my technology. Yeah, help them get that atomic bomb and I did kill people. Like, come on, player. You done been there forever. You done watched them. You done helped them here and there, did certain stuff, and you whining about that? Come on, man. Come on. Wait, what? The character development is, but I think it's because of where they're going. Like, I can say that too. I can be on the other end and say, yeah, it's because of where Marvel is going. That everything is kind of all over the place because the whole Secret Wars and Kang Wars and stuff, it does kind of get all over the place. Just Kang himself, he's all over the place. Like, I'm here, I'm there, I did this, and then I did this, and then so I understand that. But again, that doesn't mean I have to like every show that comes out. Like, I don't have to agree with everything I'm watching on this show. I like it, but just like reading books, like, you don't like every part. And I've always wanted to see these characters too. So it is what it is. But I used to get that too. I used to get the whole you don't like black people and this and that because I don't consume certain black entertainment. I just don't. Like, I don't dislike the people. Like, for instance, I don't consume Tyler Perry content. I just don't. I don't. Now, I love everything that man has done. I ain't mad at him. I can look at him, play Madea, and be like, this dude's a damn fool. But I'm not mad at him. Keep doing it. I want him to keep doing it. As long as it works for you, keep doing it. It doesn't matter if I like it or not. Keep doing it, Tyler. Do it until you die. I don't care. But I don't like it. I don't have to like it. I don't have to watch it. And because if I tell you my reasoning, it's because I think a lot of it is dumb. I think a lot of it is lowbrow. If I tell you all of this stuff, you turn into something else. It's like, no, I'm the blackest black person. And look at, like, these are some of my favorite black women in history. In history. Some of my favorites. So it's not a thing about all this other stuff that people, but when they don't have an argument, that's what they go to. Like, they can't talk to you about exactly what you're saying, because if I'm pointing out exactly what it is, then it becomes a thing where you have to bend what you like. And it's like, and people don't want to do that. You have to bend, like, oh man, so maybe it was that. That's fine. Like, I can say, like, it goes back to, I talk about like stuff not being good, and people, same thing. They're like, well, you just making it talking about politics and commerce. No, because I said a thing. Exactly. I hope he continue. I love everything that man doing. Like, I don't want to watch it, and I don't want no part of it. But the business that he's handled, I love it. I need him to keep going. That I need to keep going. But I talk about like movies not being good. And just because I say a movie ain't good, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't watch it, or I'm saying somebody shouldn't watch it, because what I may think is horrible may be good to other people. And that's for them. That's for them. I'm not saying, but I'm going to joke about how terrible it was. Like, I'm going to joke about how terrible certain things are. Like the scary movies the Scary Movie franchise got dumb after a while. But even some people say, like, from the start, it was horrible. But it had a bunch of goof, even like low brow stuff. It's just that style. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like trash to certain people. They ain't gonna change whatever it is. To me, like across the board, people said that Spawn, like, we'll stay on comics. People said that Spawn was terrible. I went back and I watched it, and it seemed rushed. And then the effects on it was terrible, horrible, just like nasty. I was like, oh my God. And even and I remember being a kid, it was terrible too. But I liked it because it was a comic book movie. And then even today, I'm like, okay, it was terrible. These things were horrible, but I still liked it. And then speaking on same lane, but a little different. I remember Street Fighter. When I was growing up, I remember the Jean-Claude Van Damme one. I remember growing up and watching it in the theaters. I was like, this is just trash. Like, why is Blanca like that? Why is John? Why? And I was like in middle school or something. And I knew it was terrible, but I still watched it. Then it came out on video or something, and I still watched it again. And to this day, if it's on, I would probably still watch it. Just because of me liking Street Fighter, and I remember it from when I was young. But am I going to fight you? Am I going to call you names and say you stupid or you don't know this and that, or it was a great movie? I try to force you to say it was great. No, the shit was trash, and I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. I learned this. So they'll turn it into, oh, well, did you not like the women? Did you think you shouldn't be? Did you think it shouldn't be X, Y, Z? Well, if you think that, you obviously don't like gay people because this character is gay in real life, and that has to be the issue. No. And again, I'm not talking about people that come out and say this is that, or it's because women and it's changing, this, that. That has nothing to do with, because even when I'm creating, in my book Souls of Chaos, I could have easily made Thema a boy. Or I could have went with her brother Kadeem and made him the main character and made Thema be whatever. But no, I didn't want to. I just wanted a female character. Like, I felt like with where I was going, it would fit with her being the main more than anything. Oh yeah, that Avatar and that Dragon Ball movie. I didn't even finish that Dragon Ball movie. Avatar, I made it through, and I'm like, what? But that Dragon Ball movie, and you'll get people online and be like, well, I still kind of liked it. And then they'll call you, and then they'll say talk shit about you because you didn't like it. And maybe I'm not saying nothing here. Maybe I'm just talking around in circles. But for me personally, you can dismiss what I'm saying, but that's fine. Dismiss it, but don't lie. I think that's what, like, when it comes to the politics and comics thing, that's what my issue is. Now, for the people that are saying stuff like they're adding politics to it and stuff, that, like I said earlier, and like the other guy said, and I agree with, and I've seen other people say it, and this is on the side of representation people, I agree with you. Politics have always been in comics. Politics are always going to be in just about everything. Just about everything. It's always going to be in comics. It's always going to be in entertainment. That's not the issue. X-Men deal with politics all the time. The Avengers deal with politics all the time. Everything they're doing, the back and forth conversations that they're having, it's all politics. It's not like, so if you're trying to hide saying that because a person is a woman or this is politics. No, that's not politics. That's just life. That's just life. That's just life. It's not because black people. I've never said, you know what? They changed that. This is politics. This politics. This politics. I think it's stupid. And to be honest, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe the race swapping is politics and they trying to hand the bone to black folks. And I think it's dumb. I think, and then even if it's not, if it's just, no, I just thought he would be, it's dumb. Like, for instance, with Giancarlo Esposito. They're talking about, he's playing the game where he's talking about him being in Marvel, blah, blah, blah. Then he was saying Professor X, people were saying about him being Magneto and stuff. And so and I got to go back to where I was going before. I don't want to see him as those characters. He could be just about anybody. Hell, he could be Dr. Doom for all I care. But even then, it's still like, I would believe that Doom's background would be a little bit easier to believe if it was like a black person. I won't get into all that right now, but I would think so. But Magneto, like, no, you take away, and I love Magneto, and I love this character, and I think he would do an amazing job as Magneto. I think he would keep the spirit of Magneto, everything. But I don't think that Magneto's background for what Magneto went through, being a Jewish character and stuff, I think that would lessen it. And I know you can put the black stuff, you can do that, but I don't want to see that. I want Magneto to be a Jewish guy. Like, I like that. I like that. And the same thing with Ray. I like that you're coming for something that I don't fully understand. I can read it, but I would like to see it on screen and stuff too. I would like to see it. But if I say the issues with what I'm seeing and how the thing was portrayed, don't try to play me like suddenly it's everything other than what I'm saying, and it's because I hate women or you don't think women. Like, that's a weak argument. That's a weak surface level argument. When I'm telling you what I'm saying, it ain't changed. It's not any of that. It hasn't changed. So going back to because we got it with Black Panther, and everybody is going to get this. All of y'all are going to get this. No matter what side you're going to see it, the closer Black Panther gets to coming out, and then when it comes out, and then after. If you have any gripe about Black Panther, it's going to be that you hate black folks. And some of y'all do, so I'm not talking about y'all. It's that you hate black folks, you hate black women, and some of y'all do. I'm not talking about y'all. And you hate Mexicans, and some of y'all do. I'm not defending and talking about y'all. All of those things can be true. But if I watch the film and I tell you, yo, it's this and that and blah, 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 and I don't, and what I'm seeing, I'm not cool with. Like, if I'm saying, like, I see the trailer, I'm like, I don't know where they're going to go with this one. I don't know about this one. I don't know. It's not because it's the black women. I liked all the black women in the first one. I like them in I like the Dora Milaje when they popped up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, everything, all that. They're like, no, that's not the problem. Come on, man. That's not, like, that's what you gonna come at me with? Like, it's because I don't like the black women. Yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Like, I'll come back to that. I'll try to come back to that about the whole Death Note thing. But if I say, because I didn't like with the first one, I don't like Wakanda. Like, I don't. I like Black Panther. I like certain characters and what they stood for. I like that. But I didn't like Wakanda. Like, I don't like the way that they did Killmonger. And I just don't. There's nothing magical about Wakanda to me. There just ain't. It ain't. If Namor come in, like, I'm hoping that Namor comes in and tears up everything in Wakanda, just tears it to pieces. I hope he wipes out everybody. I want the mama dead. I want everybody in Wakanda gone. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But if he come in there and wreck shop, it ain't gonna bother me. That's exactly what they do all the time. So, and my reasoning for what with Wakanda is because you acted and treated Killmonger and other people, other black folks and stuff, as if you knew what they were going through. And it's the same thing T'Challa was saying. It's like, yo, you knew what they were doing. You knew what was going on. You see, and you didn't help nobody. So you leave them to go do some other bullshit. Then you come and punish them for it. Like, come on, man. You didn't help him do anything else. You didn't help him get out of nothing. So now you acting a fool. Was Killmonger right for everything that he? No, I'm not saying that he was, but I still stand on the side of if he was going to do whatever, I would be like, yo, I'm gonna go over here because y'all tripping. And then when they come out, it's like, oh yeah. So I'm like, fuck Wakanda. And even in this new film, it's still fuck Wakanda. And I hope Namor wipe them off. wipe them out. I hope Shuri, and I don't mind Shuri being Black Panther. That's whatever. It's whatever. Like, for instance, since we're talking about it, when people talk about like the recasting and stuff, and I understand people talking about recasting and everything, but when the arguments go off the deep end, that's my issue. Like, I'm looking at, I understand if some people like, no, he doesn't need to be recasted. He's they can go on, they can make somebody else Black Panther. Okay, cool, no problem. Yes, he needs to be recasted. But when you turned it into, oh, you hate Black women, oh, you hate this and that, and then you start picking up and taking jokes, and it's like, oh, you hate Black women, and you hate the person just said they need to be recasted, or it's like, no, you're not gonna come and talk crazy because I said, well, I didn't personally say that, but you're not. It's not right to talk crazy to somebody because of that. Like, they take it too far. It's always, and then that's when it gets to this political one. You just read it. You one of them people that don't want politics in comics. And no, what? That's not what I said. And so it is what it is. It is what it is. And again, like I said, I'm all over the place in my head. And maybe none of this maybe this was all incoherent and it's just me ranting, because that's what I do. I rant and rant and rant. Is what I do. But even if you read some of my stuff and you're like, yo, this is that, it's like, okay, this is an agenda. And I can understand when people like read something that they just place a woman and to speak on the other end. It's like, I understand when people's like, if there's like a gay person that pops up in the show or the book or something, they just pop up. They just there. They in the story, they related, or the character. This is an agenda. Like, so sometimes I can say, for me, I can say this is me speaking. Sometimes I'm like, yo, this is wild. This came out of nowhere. But if the person is just living and they there, and it's like, yo, I'm gay, but or I'm bi, or I'm this, or trans, or whatever. It's like, okay, this character is whatever. That character's there. Okay, no problem. What's the problem? That's not an issue. Or the person's Black, or the person's no. These people exist. Like, white people exist. Black people exist. Like, everybody exists. It can't be. But it's how they're fashioned in the story. If they're being forced, and what I mean forced is with people didn't like Boomerang. People didn't like Boomerang. Basically, people didn't like Boomerang because it was like, they were like, yo, these Black people couldn't be this, couldn't be professional like this, and they couldn't do all of that. That doesn't make sense. But the white characters can? Like, no, that comes from a trifling spot. So you can't say, like, it's not that the Comanche couldn't do it, or the woman couldn't do it, or the gay person or the trans person couldn't do it. It's not that. That's trifling. Like, what does that have to do with the person being a hero, being a this, being a that? What does any of that have to do with anything? But if I'm watching it and I point out the issues that I see, do you say that I'm being political? So it is what it is. I do agree that a lot of it is some type of weird straw man arguments that people come up with. And again, I think everybody has a place. I don't care what it is. Purple people, blue people, motherfuckers with 1 foot, like what, no arms. Everybody can take place in a story. Everybody can have a place in the story. But if I'm pointing out the things that I see in the story, don't try to flip it on me to where it's like, oh, you hate these people. You hate no-armed people. What? No, I'm just saying that this no-armed person, he was a little trifling, but because you turn it into other stuff that I'm not saying. That's it. So is there things forced on people? Yeah. Yes, there are. Yes, whether it's Black folks, whether it's white folks, whether it's Asians, whether it's LGBT, like there's forced. I believe certain, like the race swapping thing. I believe they try to force Black people into certain characters and positions. I do. I believe it. It's like this. There was no need to make that person black. There was no need. And then some people say, "Oh, what? It didn't change the story." It's like it takes away. But if they take away from the spirit of who the character is, then yeah. If you're trying to turn the character into something that they're not, yes, there was no need to do that. There was no need. Now, if it doesn't matter, okay, that's whatever. But one of the things that's like if they made like again, it goes back to what I was talking about with Esposito playing Magneto. That rhymed. No, and he could do it, and he could be a black dude that was Jewish, but it was a little bit more believable with the white dude. So again, I just rant and it's all over the place, and you be like, no, that doesn't make sense, and that's fine. That's fine. But I don't agree with the whole and the reason why I'm all over the place is because I tend to think on both sides. Like I'm not smarter than the yeah, no, he didn't have to, like, Kingpin didn't have to be black. No. It was a horrible Kingpin. It was terrible. Dude that played Kingpin in the show, I forgot his name. Horrible Daves. I loved him as Kingpin. Like, this shit is amazing. But it's just the twisting. It's just the twisting to fit what you specifically want. And then to bring up straw man arguments like and bad faith arguments that don't make any sense. Like I said, you can't compare Prey, Terminator, and I ain't even ate that. Hold on. Oh, okay, you can't compare Alien, Terminator, and Prey. You can't. Now, if you just the movie's just so amazing, that's fine. But I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way because people are. This is another thing people will say, and I was going to get off, but people just say, just watch it, just don't have no expectations and watch it. I don't do that. I don't do that. Like I'm watching stuff and I'm still thinking while I'm watching it. It ain't no just cut my. You gotta turn your brain off. That's some of the dumbest shit. Oh, good Lord. People say some of the dumbest shit. Like just go in there and turn your brain off and watch it. So I'm just supposed to take this shit in and not think? Like, you a dumb motherfucker. Like it's okay. I can still like it and I'm thinking. Like if I say that I'm watching this and these things don't make sense, or why did this, you coming at me because I thought about it and because you just watched it and just got overjoyed by how you felt. You're like, hey, I got all these tingly feelings. This movie is so amazing. I didn't get that. I had it, but I was like, that don't make sense. That's cool, but that don't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Okay, that part don't make sense. That's like me as a child watching Street Fighter. Going back to that, I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I like it, I kind of, but I like seeing these characters that I played games for. And my phone started ringing. I like that, but no, this doesn't make sense. This is stupid. I didn't even like the second Mortal Kombat movie. Even the first one, it still has some stuff that was kind of stupid. It's like, why Reptile? He fought Reptile and he killed him, and then Reptile turned into a bunch of insects? That don't make sense. Even as a child, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. So because I point that out, if I point these things out, suddenly it's because I don't like women. It's because you don't like women. It's because I don't want politics, and I've never said that. And maybe I should start saying it, but it is what it is. So to a certain extent, yes, there is some forcing, whether it's black people, and I'll just stick to black people because I ain't talking about it. But like I already said everything else, but no matter the character, gender, whatever, some of it is forced on people. Some of it is. But then some of it is people acting like fucking fools over nothing. But the real issue is once we're presented with something, how do people take it? And they flip it on each other. That's my issue. Like we can all be presented with it, with the movies, with the comics, with whatever. But when I read it and I tell you what my issue is, and you come to me and the first thing you say is, well, it's because you don't like women, or you don't like black people, or you're not gonna flip me and then be like, you know what? I don't like women. You know what? Man, I don't like Indian people. This movie made me realize that I hate them. Like, no, that's not the case. It was amazing seeing it. It's cool. I love it. But if I tell you my issue and then you want to start talking crazy, so my thing is that is like, yo, you wouldn't say most of this stuff to me because we would have a civil conversation in front of each other. That's I always go to that. And the thing about it is, like I said, I'm in the community. So if it's a person that write comics or do whatever and go to cons and stuff, you are more than welcome to come talk to me in my face and say all the wild shit you feel like saying to me to my face about a silly ass movie that has no bearing on your life. Now I talk about it because it's fun for me. I just like rant. Like on the inside, I heard people say stuff like, well, you talking about this, you got too much time on your head. You just got a problem with that. I talk about it because I like talking shit. Like, this is what I do. Like, if you know me personally since I was a child, it's what I do. And so that's why I'm right here and been on here for an hour or more talking shit. It's what I do. It's fun. But yeah, that's dumb. Like you know, like cosplaying and saying like, you know, the character ain't black. What? Like, it's an imaginary character. Like, what? Like, I'm gonna need Thanos to snap again. Because what does that have to do with anything? But there's people. So, in conclusion, I'm gonna tell you to be safe out there. Stand on what you say, but make sure what you're saying when you're looking at it, you have a real reason for it. Not just, man, they forcing this on us. No, look at it. Look at it and tell me, break down what is it the music is bad? Did you think that the special effects were terrible? Did you not like the character? I thought Naru was a strong character and everything, but she was still trifling to me. You're still trifling. Guts is one of my favorite characters. He was dumb. Like, you're an idiot. You've seen everything this dude was doing. Why didn't you just leave and go on about your way? Because you wanted friends and everything. You thought that, like, yo, like, and I understand these things happen in real life, but whatever. So what I'm gonna say is, you stand on it. This is what people have an issue with. Going back to somebody asked me about the whole Ripper thing, and since we talk about it. I don't know the dude, and I don't know whatever, so I'm not gonna get into it. But the thing is, this dude has his core people that's followed him, and he made the stuff for those core people. Then the media and everybody took it and twisted it, and people twisted it, and he played along with it, or whatever the case may be. But he was still serving the people that followed him. And the issue was that people don't like it because of where he came from in his side of the thing. I don't like everything folks do. But when it comes to business, this business. And that's what he decided to do. That's his business. And I'm going to need him to keep doing his thing. And however he want to do it, that's his business. For me, I'm one of the most blackety black people. But I let certain people do all the talking when it comes to those things. I let people better than me do all that stuff. Because I'm the person that you bring along, that you need to help you, and we can talk one-on-one and stuff. I'm not this big group person talking person. We can talk one-on-one, and I'll be cool with you. I'll be whatever, and I'll give you the advice. But I'm also the person that you bring along when you want somebody snatched up by the fucking neck. Like, I'm not in all this talking and stuff. If you want to do all that wild talking and stuff, I'll go do that over there. Go do that somewhere else. But I think that looking at what the July guy did, I commend him on what he did. Do I agree with everything he do? No, I don't even agree with any other ones, even the blackety black ones, because I think they full of shit when it comes to a lot of stuff that they do. Because they water down a lot of the stuff with black folks. They're not being honest about what it is that they want. They play like, for instance, before I get out of here, people are mad that July was seen with little clay doughy white dude. Dylan Roof. They were mad that they see he got pictures with them, and he works for Fox, all this stuff. People got a problem with all of that stuff, and it's non-woke and all this other stuff and everything and all this. But he used the marketing to get the people that he wanted to come to him. Those are the people that he wanted to come to him. And he took that pain point and they came to him. And plus, this is the lane he was already in. So what's the issue? Now, on the other side, there's the blackety black ones. There's the ones that we the black ones, we the blickety black, blah, blah, but they don't do anything no different. What they do is they say stuff like, you know what? Hollywood don't want black people here and they don't want us to snap. But you're not being honest, because if that's the case, why are you going to these people? Why do you want to be there after you just made a whole spree of saying you didn't want to be there and they don't want you there? Why are you going there? Stay independent and do what they touch pain points. And they know that black people, especially like the black marketers, they know that black folks, even I know it. It's like we know that if you really want to market to black people, you gotta offend them. You gotta make them. Now, if I wanted to do that, I can be like, yo, well, let's just go down this route. You gotta say somebody don't like you. Oh my God, somebody don't like you. We're gonna share this. So what's the difference between Ripper Dude, July guy doing what he did, and the blackety black ones saying, you know, they don't want us here, so you should support me because they don't want all of us black people here. What's the difference? What's the difference? That's all I'm saying. What am I saying? Might be nothing. So, business-wise, they're gonna do what they do. I don't know them personally, so I can't talk. Some of y'all could say stuff about folks personally, but I don't. Like, people don't deal with, a lot of people won't say and act certain things with me in internet streets, then they'll talk to me privately and stuff and everything. So it's like, whatever. But internet land, they won't say whatever to me because they don't want to be seen talking to me or whatever. But it's like, I don't know none of y'all personally. So whatever I'm saying, whether it's about Marvel, whether it's about how you run your company and everything, I don't know you personally. So if I call you something or I say something, it's purely off the fact that you have presented yourself and aligned yourself with something that has nothing to do with you, and you're willing to talk crazy about other people about a thing that has nothing to do with you. So if I call you a MC Coon or something like that, instead of MCU, if I call you that, it's because you have aligned yourself with something that has nothing to do with you, and you have decided to talk crazy about people about other things. But it's all business, and if that's what they do, I ain't mad at none of them. I don't what they do and how they promote. It ain't got nothing to do with me. So again, is there politics in comics and things of that nature? Yes. Is there an issue when it comes to certain things? For me, this is all me. When it comes to certain things, yeah, there is an issue when you try to force certain things on the people. But it's also people being trifling. It's also people out there that's like, yo, I don't like it because it is a black person. I don't like, okay, use it as marketing then. Let them talk about you. Let them talk about your stuff. It's going to happen sooner or later. Either your own people going to talk about it, somebody else going to talk about it, somebody going to not like it because it's black people or a woman or it's gay or it's this and that, but your people are going to like it. You find your people and you sell it to them, and you let them decide if they want to carry this and carry that torch and stuff. So it is what it is. That's just me talking. That's just me talking about current events and stuff. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. But before all that good stuff, go to akachicomics.com, download Void Beast 1 through 3. I am not a fast talking person. Y'all can see that. Void Beast 1 through 3. The Extraordinary Messiah 1 and 2. Get chapters 1 and 2 of Souls of Chaos and everything else there, stuff, the shirts, all that stuff. Get on that. I'll be in another con. I'll probably do another show. I'll probably do another live on Sunday, because I know some people were asking me about some stuff. Yes, I did see that animation. I thought it was cool. The animation was done well and stuff. I just wish Vegeta would have handled it himself. That's it. I thought it was about a Vegeta thing. They did the switcheroo on me, but it is what it is. It was cool. Animation was cool. Everything was short. I just wanted Vegeta to go ahead and handle that himself. Vegeta need a win. Like I don't get hyped for it no more, but I can talk about all that later. I can talk about that everything as well. So go to akachicomics.com, get the merch, get all that stuff, show your support that way. And I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, listening to me talk crazy and talk in circles and get it all out my head to the point that I was hopefully trying to get at. But either way, I appreciate your time and everything. And I'll be back Sunday. So if you want to hear anything from me, you can message me. You can leave a message in here. You can email me. Find me on Akachi Comics on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. I mean, Akachi Jones on Instagram, Twitter, Matthew Jones on Facebook. You can hit me up about some other stuff you want me to talk about, but I have some things in mind. But I will holler at y'all later. I'll go eat and kick it with my family. You know, all the black women, did y'all say I hate? I need to go hang out with them because I hate them so much. It's like 5 of them in this house, and I just can't take it. I hate them so much. I go hang out with them because I didn't fully agree with everything in Black Panther because it's a bunch of women in Black Panther and it's a bunch of black women. I obviously hate black women, but I decided to reproduce with them and make a bunch of them. But I still hate them, you know. Like you still be like, you know what? But anyway, I'll holler at y'all later. Go to akachicomics.com. Thanks, guys. Bye.